Well, well, well. Welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right. You've found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention, because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of a show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, people. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go!
I can hear you in Skype.
You know, I'll bet it's now. Can you hear me in Skype now? Okay, fine.
Hear it now.
You know, when I was busy.
It's a little crackly on Twitch.
Okay, well, we're just gonna speak slowly then. Either way. Hey, welcome all you Architects of Fate. Tonight we are playing Star Trek Adventures Bajor Rising. I believe it's called Career Day. And we're going to be joined tonight by our excellent cast. And I'm going to have you introduce yourselves and a little bit about your character. And we're going to start with Nathaniel, if that's okay.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Nathaniel. I will be playing Lieutenant Brator. I am a half Vulcan, half Klingon pilot, and I am what remains of the away team that of Bajor. So, and for those of you who haven't tuned in, and those who are newly in, I have a pot wraith in me.
You do? I thought we got him out of there.
I don't know.
I don't
Last
know.
time I remember, he was still inside me.
Yeah, you got 2 power resistance, so you're sorry about that.
Ew.
I think it died when it died when 1 of 3 took it out. Did a thing with the warp core. All the fragments died, but that's okay. It still feels like there's one inside of you. Welcome, Cameron.
Hi, I'm MSU Super Cam, and I am playing Lieutenant Melkor Ra Gorthar. He is an Ephrosion science officer. His specialties are xenoanthropology and also soft soil sediments, basically a soft rock geologist. And it turns out that he is the grandson of a former president of the United Federation of Planets, and he is serving his first actual dangerous area mission. He's been kind of protected by his family, although he doesn't realize that he has been. And so he might do things and get in trouble because he doesn't understand quite how dangerous space can be yet.
Okay. And Mortis or Jim, who would like to go next? Raise hands. You go left. Who's left? All right. Oh, looks like Jim then. Let's see if I can get your scene up here correctly. There you go.
There we go. Hi, my name is Jim, and I will be playing Lieutenant Lemuel Higby. He's an engineer. He comes from a long line of Starfleet officers and crew, and he's just happy to be here.
Okay. And batting cleanup is Mortis.
Hello, I'm Mortis Glacialis, also known as Jeff, for people that know me real well. I'm playing Dr. Phineas Bogg, your doctor for this evening. While I don't have any true skills, I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so we should be good.
We're ready to go. All right.
Doctor, before we start, I got this thing down here. It's kind of like a rash. Sorry.
Oh.
2 shots of Jack Daniels and an aspirin, and let me know how it feels in the morning.
I am.
My kind of dog.
I am waiting for that. Yeah, actually, it's kind of terrible because you're in the world of synthahol, so you might want to have a bit of an effort to.
Well, you know, the doctor can override that.
The magic hole in the wall. You can tell it to make real alcohol. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have Career Day, and basically, if I recall, last week, we had a, and this is what's happening here. That's Ella. She's not here. Dr. Grant's here. Laren is here. Last week in let's see, who's medical? Was that? That was you, Mortis, correct?
I'm your doctor. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually literally drop you in the scene because you popped in to one of those things where the nurse or whoever else comes in is there. I'm gonna give me a second. I got all my junk, all my toys are spread all over my toy box. And
Saying in the chat that there's double audio. I don't know. Is that current chat?
Is that everybody? And crackling. Okay, so that's me. Oh, I see. All right, hold on. Yep, that's my voice. That's hello. Yep. Okay. And is it just me doubling up, or is it everybody doubling up?
Basically, I can hear you talking normally, so it's fine on my end.
Okay. How am I doing, and how am I coming across in chat? Oh, I'm coming across just fine. Where was this crackly garbage? Okay, fine. Okay. So we are back. Sorry about the audio. Can somebody throw out chips to the audience because of that?
Yeah, I think you
I'm
might
not centered at all.
hearing about that. Communications is really lagging or something like that.
Yep. Thanks. Thanks, Atlas. Okay. So what we've got is I'm going to try and grab the character sheet because that's what I was originally doing before someone said, "Hey, I can't hear you." And I'm going to bring in Lieutenant, if I can find him, because I thought I had him, and now I didn't. Okay, that's tedious. There. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I had gotten your character tokens already set up. There you go. Okay, Mortis, you're involved in this, whether you like it or not. And what you're witnessing is, oh, this is going to be weird. It's just going to be you, by the way, unless another one of the players wants to be nearby. What you're witnessing is a Vedic Enyo Keegara, and he's doing some Bajoran ritual on a person that you recognize as Lt Reltaok. He is a Bajoran. He has been assigned on the ship as a non-Federation officer, and he did grow up in a refugee camp. He's a lot like Ensign Rowe, and you can decide how much you do or don't really want to know, but something happened in his quarters that caused him to be injured. And for the past 2 weeks, he's been in isolation, or a week, he's been in isolation with a coma. And this new person who'd been recently assigned to the ship, Lt Commander McLaren, who looks to be, what is your security rating or your medical rating, Phineas?
My security rating is just a 1, but my medicine is a 5.
Do you have anything in the way of cybernetics or anything like that? It's not terrible. A five would let you get away with it.
I've got.
Well, anyway, what happens is you're basically you have some very strong suspicions that Lieutenant Commander McLaren is he has some kind of cybernetic enhancement or implants that do not look like Federation standard. And what little you know, the closest thing you can think of is maybe Borg. But you haven't dealt with anything like that. There's some Starfleet manuals about them. And what if you wish to, in terms of this situation going on here, you've been one of the people taking care of Lt Reltaok for the last week. And I don't know if you wanted to be curious about what may have happened to him, because basically Dr. Grant, who's the CMO, is not talking about it. But if you want to be curious.
But I was involved with his care. But I've been involved with his
you've
care.
been involved with his care. You don't know what caused his. He seems to have endured, some form of mental trauma and shock. There's nothing organically wrong with him, but it is more like you'd almost go, there's a mind meld kind of mess going on here. But you
Gotcha.
don't know what it is. Now, if you want to, just you as a player, if you're the curious kind of guy who wants to be a little nosy, that's up to you.
Well, is this taking place in sickbay or his quarters?
This is all happening in sickbay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to,
and you've had a week.
This doctor or the Lieutenant Commander McLaren, you said, is it? that is working on him?
Lieutenant Commander McLaren.
Who was it that has the Borg
The
implants?
board guy is actually also laid out on a bed. All right, so let me back up to the actual scene. The current scene, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do the current what's happening in the current scene, and then you as the player can actually kind of step back a little and say, I've been with him for a week, so would it be logical that I would have learned this, and this? That kind of thing. So you're going to get a chance to kind of retcon yourself into the situation, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's a little bit more of a loosey goosey thing, but I think it kind of works. So I'm going to get you a name tag here. Nope, not that. Okay. Whoops. No. All right. Fuck it. There. You're almost a doctor. Are you actually a doctor, or not? Because you have a 5 in medicine.
I'm probably a physician's assistant, so I'm on my way to being a doctor.
I'll just get that done. Let me see. I want to get your name spelling right here. There we go.
While you're doing with that,
Yes.
my character is being interrogated by security for my little hanky-panky down on the in the research lab.
Yes.
Just to bring everybody else up to speed.
This one, this research lab with the pile of ashes.
Yeah. Hey, that wasn't my fault. That was not my fault. I destroyed the replicator.
Yeah, actually, there's a big smoking hole for the replicator. Morgan is also gone. I think the priest. I'm trying to reconcile the two scenes. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to give you cover.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Ella's here. All right, so Ella's here with that. Did you want to come a running, Jim? Are you primarily an engineer, or are you primarily a security person? Hey, Jim. Oh, here we go. It looked like you glitched. Are you primarily an engineer or a security person?
I'm primarily engineering, but
You
I'm
just
pretty good at
got
security.
a bit of an alert that someone just blew the crap out of a replicator. So the chief engineer is probably suggesting that you kind of hightail it down there to find out what happened.
Always something.
All right, here I am running
that
in.
gets everybody at least somewhat in the scene. I've got to grab your thing because I swore that I actually had, and I'm not kidding. I really could have sworn that I had everybody's freaking character token available to me before we started, and we didn't. All right, so what we're going to do is bring you on into the scene. Let me see. And you're big. There we go. Yeah, you're huge.
I feel like
I
I
need to be
keep
much
getting
smaller.
further and further out of the frame with this.
Yeah, you're kind of drifting on me.
I'm trying to figure out which way I need to go. I think it's backwards, maybe.
Yeah, it is backwards. It is a backwards thing. Yeah, I think
That's looking gooder.
All right, Lemuel. So Lemuel is going to come on in. How are you doing? Okay, you're no longer security guard 2. You're Lemuel. All right. And while you're being interrogated, what exactly is happening with this interrogation? What do you, or because she just came in, she saw that you guys had like phasered that. I don't think she needs your phaser. She was with you when the last time you used your phaser, so you're not doing that. It's like, okay, what the heck happened here? And Lemuel, you can overhear all of this to get yourself brought up to speed.
Trying not to look like I'm listening.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, Commander, it's basically the fragments from the book that we destroyed earlier was sent down here for analysis, and someone decided to start creating trying to replicate the item in question, and somehow a glitch popped up and started creating more and more and more and more and more. And I take a quick second to look around. I'm like, avoid what happened in the instance orders. I felt it was wise to stop what's happening.
Well, I can't say that you're wrong. And she puts her phaser back in her holster, and the security guards both lower theirs. The priest Erdre is he's shaking at this point because, as you know, he's actually murmuring, like, no, this can't be happening. This isn't right. This is not. No, these are just stories. And he, if you're not going to stop him, he's going to toddle off to something. And I don't know.
I look to the priest and I say, the stories are true.
Yeah, he didn't need to hear that from you.
Would you like me to show you?
What are you going to show him?
We do another mind meld.
What?
Give him a little view of what happened.
You just you just want to put him completely out of reality, don't you? You just want to do this to him.
I can share just the brief experience of what happened, not like totally scramble his brains, but it all counts on the dice.
Okay, so what did we wind up doing for mind meld since they basically didn't give us anything useful? I think it was presence and either presence and control or presence and... Yeah, let's go. Can we go with presence and control?
Those are two attributes. I need a discipline.
Oh, I'm sorry. Con. No, that's dumb.
I think for medicine?
Yeah, reason. No, reason might work. Oh, God damn it. I just keep giving you attributes. Oh, wait, didn't we make it reason? Didn't we make it reason and a half? Yeah, let's go with reason and a half. Because I don't think security teaches you about mind melds.
No, but science would.
Science would? Okay, let's go with science. Let me guess, that's your high score. No, actually, that's a 3, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Okay. So you can either use daring or reason for the meld based on your heritage.
Yeah, I'll take daring.
Okay. Now, do you want, all right, so you want to have like just a mind touch where you just go, here you go, and how many minutes of compressed hell is he going to get?
He's going to get about 1 minute of compressed. Like, we get in there, we see the floating fire demon, boom, right into the mind of, I see the fire demon, he is gloating, blah, 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 woof, 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 clunk, he's right into a prison, done.
Okay. Yeah, you'll even get to see other things through your eyes. So he's actually going to feel the heat of the power wraith, is what I'm feeling. Like, because he'll feel what you feel. Okay, I just want to see what's left of him. I need somebody to roll some challenge dice for the priest. Who's got some d6s? Jeff, you got some d6s?
I do.
Because you got that setup.
Yep.
I want to use. I want to see you use the setup.
Oh, you do want to see
If
that?
you're
Okay.
willing, just take your time. Okay.
Yep.
You're going to be rolling. You're gonna be
No, I got to
rolling,
get rid of the. I got to get rid of the background though. Hang on just a second.
Oh,
I can
okay.
do that.
Yep. So once Nathaniel rolls his dice. So you got 3 successes. Okay. You needed 2. You got to spare 1. It was normally going to be 4 dice. The 1 success knocks it down to like 3 dice. So roll 3d6 for issues. The hell is that?
Nothing. Those are actual challenge
He
dice.
literally scored buff kiss.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah,
Well,
he
don't
seemed
melt his
to
brain.
he took that on very well. He's actually it firmed Edry up quite a bit. He is now he doesn't have doubts anymore. He said he does turn to Ella, the first officer, and say, I need to get in contact with the government in exile. And so he and Ella are gonna kind of exit the space for that. Sorry?
I turn to the engineer and I say, for the replicator, I apologize.
You say what?
I say, I turn to the engineer and I say, for the replicator, I'm sorry. If you feel it's necessary, I will help rebuild it, fix it, be okay with tomorrow.
He just looks back and forth between the replicator and you and just shakes his head. It just heads over to the replicator and I guess puts it out. Like it's pretty much on fire.
Yeah.
Set my phaser back to standby.
Put my phaser on safety, like my razor. Ra, are you doing anything? Ragathor, are you pulling anything out during this?
I'm cracking open a Ferengi fortune cookie
What?
that I found.
Did it fall out of the replicator?
Well, supposedly it has a replicator in it. So I'm reading my fortune. My fortune says, "Do not translate religious journals through mechanical means." I was like, oh, I could have used that a little while ago. A little bit of a late fortune for me. But I do have this mini replicator that makes useless items that perhaps we can put in here, to replace.
Wait, was that from the chat, or did you just decide that?
Yeah.
That was the
no,
redeem.
that was
okay.
redeem.
So now oh God.
It's a Ferengi
Hold on.
fortune.
Did I absolutely miss that? Oh, thanks, Tubi. Yeah, call them out. Don't be afraid to call them out or paste them in chat. Thank you for keeping an eye on that for me. I'm a little busy. All right, what I'd like to do is flip back to the medical bay. And Phineas, have you? Whoops. Oh no, there you are. Okay, Phineas, I just wanted to check Mortis that you're successfully redeemed 1,000 fate chips. Jeez. If they were worth money, that would be something. But
that's why I had to get it in real fast.
It's a hell of an item. It will make small, but
that put it to the top of the queue there. 1,000 feet.
So, well, anyway, the Vedic is is going back and forth between these two people. He's got like the Dr. Marcus has asked you, Phineas, to put like the neural calipers on their head.
Okay.
So what I'd like to do is just get basically a medicine and either control or reason. It's up to you. Whether you want to, whichever one you want governing this.
Absolutely control medicine for me.
All right. You just need a couple of successes, so anything else is gravy. We can build up. Well, actually, the group has pretty. Geez, you guys have been storming momentum.
Yeah, how much we got?
You got 5.
How much
So
you got
you-
in threat?
I got 6. So if you want to check on the share screen, because I think we're on share screen, you can see there's a red. I hope you're not colorblind. Yeah, there's there's 2 little hexagons up there. So they're just popped right up there for the audience.
Gotcha.
And as you know, we got 5. I tend not to make you lose momentum in
Between scenes and such.
scenes. I don't use that. Also,
Gotcha.
As a meta thing, momentum comes really, really easy in this game in when I run it. So do not be afraid of just blowing
Blasting
through
it.
stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but you need a couple successes to kind of plant the neural calipers correctly. It's a little more complicated than normal because the Vedic gave you something written in frickin' ancient Bajoran, so you had to walk over and figure that crap out too. And also, he's got breath that smells like rotten cabbage, which may or may not make it difficult to deal with.
Okay.
He also has grabbed your ear at least 4 times.
Gotcha. Well, I've got xenobiology. Should make for a good focus there.
Oh, that's a good focus, yeah.
And I'm going to go ahead and give you a threat for bold medicine, so I get a reroll. And that'll give me an extra dice.
Yep.
And
See, guys, somebody uses their bold shit.
I use the daylights out of it. I like them free rerolls.
Yes.
All right. So, let's see here. That's going to give me 3. I've got a. I do have a complication, but I've got 2 successes beyond that.
Yep.
So I'll re-roll the 20 that I rolled.
Okay.
And I got a 2, so that's going to be
That's a crit.
4 successes.
Okay. So you only needed 2. That leaves you 2 additional successes. Now, what I'm going to do is make it before it goes into the pool. If you want to spend those on information spends of anything that would be reasonably related to you doing a medical procedure upon Lieutenant Reltaok or upon Lieutenant Commander McLaren, both of them have been under your care. You can, you could push it if you wanted more information about them specifically and violate HIPAA a little bit.
Well, they're under my care. That's not a violation of HIPAA.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Well, there's things like, so what is it? Yeah, that's true. It's sort of like you got to know their blood type and all kinds of weird shit.
Well, I am going to be probably a little nosy, and while I'm applying this, see if it gives me any insight as to what may have caused their conditions.
Okay. What you do is you're going to have. Okay, this will be. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm going to say this is a good one because this is a question that leads to another problem. Right? So you have. It does look like some form of psychic shock. It's very. It's kind of multiphasic in origin. I mean, you're thinking it's something like. I'm sure that you've had to deal with mind melds and all kinds of things in your existence, but it feels like they've been in intimate contact with either a non-corporeal entity or some form of a space-time vortex or node.
Interesting.
And so possibly both, but either way, that has. It's distorted them with, some issues with their understanding of space-time. And also, like I said, they probably interfaced with another life form that is non-corporeal, and that's going to throw people for a loop. So that's your first one. If you wanted, to see if there's anything relevant to Bajoran history, we just give you another die roll off. Make you do a history roll to kind of get any background you want there. To dig deeper.
Yeah, given that what
Yep.
what he's just learned, would that lead me to believe, or do I know of entities in this area that would have possibly done that are legendary, or anything that would lead me to maybe be like, oh, that sounds, or this looks like this may have been.
I'm gonna go. At this point in history, no.
No, gotcha. All right.
But just letting you know that's definitely, I appreciate. By the way, I appreciate the, hey, we're all sitting around the table. We know the words, but you could possibly do a deeper computer search on it if you wanted, but there's nothing that comes up immediately on anything that's a specific space-time phenomenon.
Well, to give you, one of my values, one of my core values, is every puzzle has a solution, every disease a cure. So
you're not going to let this go.
Yeah, it's something that I'm going to probably dig into.
Absolutely. I am with you on this, my brother. Here's the deal. I need someone to play Dr. Marcus Grant. And I want who wants to play the Vedic? Because all the Vedic's going to do is say weird random shit.
I'll go.
I'll play the Vedic.
Got the doctor.
All right, you got Dr. Grant. Let me see. Did you read up? I wrote up a thing on Dr. Grant. He's fairly serious. He's very caring. So what he can do is, observe Phineas just getting into a mood. If that makes sense. You guys can establish a relationship. So why don't you guys talk together if you want, and then the Vedic can just do random shit.
And this Dr. Grant is our CMO, right?
Dr. Grant is your CMO, and I don't know how long you've been on the ship.
I feel like I've been there for a while.
Okay.
That I've got a good working relationship with the nurse staff, and probably getting to know Dr. Grant.
Yeah, I'd put you at like Dr. Ogawa, Mbinga or Ngawa, kind of, your upper tier medical staff with probably a personal issue.
Kind of like Ogawa and Chapel type of relationship.
Yep, maybe a bump up. But anyway, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Dr. Grant, I have everything established here per your orders.
Thank you.
I couldn't help but notice this particular artifact that may indicate a contact with something we haven't seen before. If it's all right with you, I'd like to possibly pursue this, do a little research to see if there's something we could do to help our patients further.
I
Take these off. The prophets
No, actually, you
don't
told
like
them to put
this.
them on, but I like the idea that you changed your mind.
Oh. Hey. Wait. The prophets speak to me. They say, take these off. We cannot measure with calipers the power of their prophets.
I would also agree with you. I have done my own scans, and it is quite a curious situation. However, right now the first officer and the captain are turning my sick bay into some sort of circus type thing, and I'm not really sure this is a good time to do it. I think right now we need to be watching that Vedic and trying to keep our patient alive.
I understand.
The prophets give and the prophets take away.
I'll keep an eye on them, and
Nice.
I'll continue to monitor the patients.
Very
Okay.
good.
Does the Vedic want the calipers back after another minute?
Perhaps we should put the calipers on.
This is gonna happen.
We need to commune with the prophets through the calipers. Place them on.
What are you going to do? Sorry. More, what's Phineas gonna do now?
Well, Phineas will be keeping an eye on. What is his name again? He's
Which guy? The
one that's just the prophets. He's talking about the prophets.
the Vedic. Yeah, the old Vedic.
Vedic.
The Vedic.
Okay, so
The Venerable Yorge. Just get more throat.
and I'm sorry,
Yep.
out of character. What is the Vedic again? What that's
A Vedic is like a high a bishop. He's a holy man for Bajor.
for Bajor. Okay, and the reason he's on our ship right now.
That's none of your damn business, buddy. You just keep up with the injections.
Gotcha.
So
All right.
that's
well,
I'm willing to bet it's something important though. So I dig. But he's definitely doing he's doing something you recognize as some sort of like, the best thing you can come up with is Kotric ritual. I mean, that's your that's your Federation database knowledge. I'm assuming they know that you can scoop souls out of people by now.
I'll just be doing some on the down low scans then to kind of keep an eye on him and what he's doing to our patients.
Chief Medical Officer probably wouldn't have told you everything,
yeah.
but it would have been just more like he's here for the lieutenant's
spiritual needs.
Not spiritual needs, but the Bajoran government requested that he be here for cultural needs. Yeah.
Cultural needs. There you go.
Yeah, we're flying blind here. We have no idea what happened with this lieutenant. So apparently, this Vedic is an expert. But I'm almost at the point to start questioning first officer. Maybe this guy needs a bit of a rest. Can I do a medical scan? Can I do a chief medical officer scan on the Vedic?
I like the chief. You get the giant Fiendberger. You just this thing. It's like the size of a bazooka, and you just wave it in his general direction. Yes, the chief medical officer's scan. What would you like to try and do? You just want to scan him for what?
Okay, is he mentally unstable? Is he acting on? Is he at a point of like Alzheimer's? Is it like he's tired and he needs to sleep?
He's a bitchy old guy.
Is he dehydrated?
You could actually make sure he gets water. He's been at this for about 2 hours. You do get the sense he's a force of nature. By the way, could you, Phineas, you're starting to notice I'm going to do this. Hey, I got a threat spin. Fuck all y'all. Okay. I got enough to bring in a battle cruiser if I need it. So, there's a problem happening right now with the calipers on McLaren. You are certain you have placed them correctly, but you're getting the little warning beeps on a panel.
Okay.
The Vedic's going to walk over there and sort of touch the Borg implants and see, these are interfering with the aid of the prophets. These help the Pa race. We must take them off. And he's trying to yank out Borg implants.
I love you moving this plot. What?
I'm gonna try to gently move him away from the patient.
Oh, I like
Vedic,
the idea.
I need you to step aside for a moment so we can see what's going on with this patient.
They interfere with the commune of the prophets. They interfere with his mind speaking to the prophets.
We'll check into that.
What he's done is he's actually dislodged some of that, and I'm going to do this anyway because I want everybody in the damn room. All right, there is a. It looks like the caliper's starting to get some kind of, unusual texture on its surface.
Oh, okay.
It looks like there's an engineering problem. All I'm doing is I'm going all meta here. Looks like there's something an engineer could help with.
All right.
Then I'll tap my communicator. And I'll say sick bay to Lieutenant Habib. Habib?
I like the idea you don't
Sorry
know how
if
to pronounce his name.
sorry.
I
I'm
like
new.
just call him Hybe, and
I
Okay.
I have a focus of infectious diseases. Does this look like something we should be concerned about?
I think it's yes. I feel it is something you would probably be concerned. It's potential. It's unusual. It sure shit shouldn't be there.
Okay. I'm gonna look at the CMO. I'm gonna say I'm gonna erect a uh, containment biocontainment force field, and I'm gonna say
Understood.
computer activate biocontainment for beds one whatever beds they're in.
You'll cut off the word of the prophets.
Oh God.
And yeah, I'm saying sick bay to Lieutenant Habib. Habib,
Uh,
can you report to main engine to main sick bay, please, as soon as possible?
On my way.
Yeah. I would even as an aside, I would have even just called engineering and had them. Can you send somebody up here soon? And then basically every call in the ship has gone to Lemuel this week. He's done something that pissed somebody off, or he's offered to pick up everybody's
Well,
shift.
well, I mean, I'm calling him by name because yeah, I've heard about the crap he's been getting lately, and I want to give him like a bit of a recognition, like trying to get something positive. So so he doesn't think he gets shit job.
I'll bring him into a
Trying.
Borg outbreak. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lemuel,
I mean, if it was
you do
yeah, that'd be
walk
problem.
in on two people on a bed. You have an old guy that looks like he's out of what was it called? It looks like he's out of a medieval monastery, and he's just scrabbling at a Starfleet commander who's on the table and who has calipers on his head. And so I don't know how you want to walk in, or you want to ask any questions or what.
Yeah, he's gonna have his tricorder out ready to fix something, and he just kind of stops, sympathetic, and he looks at the commander, kind of is taking the room around, and just folds the tricorder back up and sticks it back into his pocket,
Okay.
Lieutenant, over here, please.
and just, what can I help you with?
Yes, on the Lieutenant Commander here, around the devices, there's something being secreted, causing causing something. Can you run a scan for me, please, and tell me what it is?
Okay.
Yes, I do that.
Okay.
Definitely not normal for
Yeah.
electronics to exude stuff.
What I'm going to do is this is going to be a team.
Yeah, it's not-
This is going to be a team effort. Okay. So what I need is Phineas and Higby, because Phineas, you're actually right there. I perceive that you're kind of right there trying to
Yeah.
deal with this because you're being told to remove and replace. What you're seeing is kind of a little spider webbing effect on the caliper, and it is not looking normal, and it appears to be coming from the skin of the lieutenant.
This sounds like something the player has seen.
Yes.
Maybe not the character, but
Well, and to give you a grounding, so what we'll all do is this is just about 2 years after Wolf 359, so we're all going to have to sit down and decide as a group how much knowledge Starfleet shared, and because we got all the really cool stuff in the movie. but Wolf 359 wasn't, didn't have a lot up close and personal stuff. Sorry, what is it, Nathaniel?
I would say, as chief medical officer, I would have access to that information.
Yeah.
Like maybe basic to middle, like mid-level
Yeah.
knowledge. Not a lot.
Yeah, no, I think that would be something where you could step in and just drop the word, because everybody knows about them except the people that think it was all that it was all faked. Wolf 359 is a lie. Yeah, Wolf 359 was a lie.
Yeah, 359.
Hashtag fake news.
Hashtag fake news. But what I want to do is, if you want to drop the board thing in, that would be good. What I'm going to look at is for the medicine part of this, because this is a sort of a biological thing, because it's got the nano stuff going on. Forget machines, use your hands. Well, you're going to just pump his head. I need to look at, I don't want to use daring. Well, shit. Yeah, we'll go with daring in medicine. For you, and then daring and engineering for Lemuel, and any focuses in engineering or let me see. Also, you can talk me into your values can also be kind of vaguely focused if you need to.
Yeah. Do we have determinations that we can spend?
Everybody has one. Everybody's got one determination, not a problem.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's that's a standing thing. And those will kind of recharge between major scenes unless you do something else to grab one. But you'll each need a couple of successes on this. And this is to kind of diagnose what's happening. And also if you want to take scan data to add to the Starfleet database.
The chief medical officer would like to buy an extra dice just to pull out more information.
Do you want to do an assist? Okay. You get to roll 1D as an assist, and it's just 1D because that's your assist situation. What you're going to look at is probably also daring and either medicine or science. And for him, he's probably a 4 and a 12. So he's got a 16 target. And what I'm going to say is you guys between you have to come up with 6 successes.
Okay. And what's the difficulty?
That's 6 successes. So your target's 6.
Okay.
You critted? You rolled a 1? Oh, geez. All right.
Okay.
I did not use my dice. I used my medical dice.
Yep.
All right. So we're rolling daring and medicine is what you told me.
For you, you're doing daring and medicine, and for Jim, Lieutenant Lemuel is rolling daring and engineering. Part of the reason I'm choosing daring is because it's oh shit.
Okay,
right.
The quick study, I think, will reduce that from 6 to 5, I think.
Sure, I'll go with that.
When attempting a task that will involve an unfamiliar medical procedure, or which is to treat an unfamiliar species, ignore any difficulty increase stemming from your unfamiliarity. Oh, so it's any increase caused by it. So if you added 3 points because of that, we get to remove that.
You should get to remove all of it or just one of it?
It depends on, if it's a normal task, should have been 2, but you've added 3 points for the difficulty, meaning not knowing what it is. It'll actually, I think, remove all 3.
I'm adding for the tenacity of Borg nanoprobes being douches.
Okay.
But I will say,
so it's not my. There was no difficulty added for the unknown.
Well, let's pretend there was, and then you took it back off. Okay, because you reminded me. Thanks for giving me a chance to screw things up harder for you. So, but yeah,
I
think at least you pull a die off, because in my opinion, quick study also means that you can assess the situation quickly and orient yourself.
Okay.
You know,
So
you've
we're down to 5 then. Five successes in the
five
end?
successes for the entire group.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and burn a determination. I'm going to say improvisation under pressure is going to give me 2 successes right there.
Jeez. All right. Well, do you want to leave anyone else something to do?
Oh, is there?
No,
I'm
dude,
sorry.
you're all by yourself. You're not by yourself in this. Both
Okay.
the CMO, because this is a joint task where you
Okay.
you and Limuli both are working on him. He's working on the engineering side, and you're working on the medical side.
Okay.
So you don't have to you don't have to burn the house down.
Okay. Good enough. I'll just give you 1 dice or 1 threat for an extra dice then.
Oh, I love that.
So I can roll 3.
You have dice to spare. You can just buy one.
No, he likes using threat because it's bold.
It's bold. I get a re-roll.
Bold. Yeah, you
If
get
I
to
get it.
reroll a thing, which is good.
Yeah,
So how many did you wind up with?
I've got I rolled a 3, so that's under my medical, so that's 2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 9, that's going to be a 3rd success,
Yeah.
and then a 12, which is going to be a 4th success.
Okay. So basically, are you leaving anything for Lemuli to do?
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Well, actually, anything beyond that is gravy. So
Yeah. We can ask questions for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Because I rolled a 4
damn.
and a 16.
Okay.
And would you allow a sensor calibration focus to let me have an extra juiced up tricorder that does a real good job?
I think a really good job tricorder would be fine. I think that I think that you basically got your special one, and it's got a sticker on it that says it's yours. You had the bespoke tricorder.
Got a My Little Pony sticker
Yeah,
on it.
what does the tricorder do? You might have to give me some mechanical effect. When you say extra juiced up, I don't know quite what that would be. Like an extra die, a reroll, or
Just a focus in sensor calibration.
oh, okay.
In this instance, if I could
Yep.
apply that focus to this roll,
Yep. You can.
would give me 2 successes.
Okay. So that puts it up to 6, and then the 16 was or was not a success.
That was not a success.
Okay. So you guys got 8 altogether, 8 out of the 6. So you do have 2 extra points. What I'm going to say is that there's some information that can happen. And, one of the things you can do is, gather more data on, on Borg stuff if you want. I mean, mostly it's a thing that's abstract, in my opinion, because it's sort of like
Maybe one of the things we could ask is what caused this to activate.
Oh, that's a good question. Hey, Vedic, what do you think caused it to activate?
The third orb of the prophet.
Sure.
The prophets teach us patience. I actually looked up some quotes that Vedic said in DS9.
Oh, I think you should do it. I think when in doubt, I always go to the Zen guy. I always go to a Zen page. If you need to throw that out too. So he's of no help, or he's actually claiming the orb and the prophets. Man, here's a challenge. Does anybody have anything in their background that would in any way? Because orbs are a kind of a secret thing at this point, I think, unless you've dug into it.
You don't know anything about that yet.
Yeah.
Cisco hasn't given that information.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because the players who would know aren't here. You've.
Let me ask you
yeah.
this. I haven't fully written my background
Sure.
yet, but one of my homeworld is actually another species homeworld.
Okay.
Would you allow me to say that it's Bajor, that my homeworld's Bajor?
I would.
Maybe I know.
I could give you It would be, you'd have to figure out how you got off occupied Bajor. Is one. You can do that, or you could have grown up in a colony or a refugee camp. Is another one. Like you could have been associated with it, or you could have been on a.
Actually, the refugee camp sounds really good because that would go with maybe a plague happening there.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could
I
have
like
it.
that.
You could have it be another species homeworld. And what I would do is you could two for this, and I'm not going to be negging on you for it. You could say it was this species, but there was a Bajoran refugee camp there. If you want to do that,
Okay.
so go ahead and just take care of that backstory, which means that you dated a girl or something, or you treated a very Bajoran specific plague.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I like that a lot.
Because that gives you.
That's how I've ended up here. That's why Starfleet sent me here.
Yep. See, this is how writing works. So what I'm going to do is, if you want to, go ahead and add that to one of your focuses. I'm just going to say, Jim, also as you fill your character out, you also, it's okay to get magical backstory bonuses. Okay, because
right.
Riker played the trombone. Okay, well that didn't start out Riker didn't start playing the trombone.
Right.
Harry Kim, though, he'd always had that damn clarinet. That was baked in from the first day.
Clarinet.
But that way you can get a Bajoran thing. Now I will say that Lieutenant Bajor also has some Bajoran knowledge, but he's not here right now because he was part of that away mission. But yeah, so you'll have some level of Bajoran understanding, and we'll kind of make it we'll have to decide. It won't be encyclopedic, but you can decide what you did. But yeah,
Maybe I don't have a deep understanding, but I've heard little bits and pieces of different things that you can insert.
Well,
At your discretion, you say, you remember hearing a little about that when you were treating some patients or something.
And I think that at this point you could start making a case for putting together 2 and 2 with him yelling about these orbs, and knowing that these orbs are some kind of mystical object that fucks with your mind, and then putting together the idea that their minds have been interfered with by some sort of a space-time warp. So you could reasonably put all that together, I think, if you want to make a case for that. I don't mean to like stuff plot words in your mouth. But then again, I've got 2 players playing NPCs right now, so I'm just ready to go.
Well, it's
science test, build a hypothesis.
I mean, I'm coming in kind of fresh here, don't have the full story, so you got to help me out a little bit.
Okay. But yeah, it could be a side. Yeah, and Nathaniel reminded me that if you wanted to dice it out, there's a way of just having a task track for that. But I'll sometimes not do that because the TV show, you can put 2 and 2 together really fast or really slow depending on what the plot required. And I would be happy if you put things together fairly quickly. But yeah, so now this the Vedic has said something about orb energy has caused this. You do have an understanding of this stuff. There's a level 10 containment field. Is that around everybody? How's that containment field work?
Should be just around the people that are involved. I just put it around the beds.
Okay, that will be around you guys or what?
It'd just be around the beds to keep it from spreading past the beds, really.
Okay.
Technically, if I remember my Trek lore, it's just like neck down, like covers the bed parts. So,
okay, this is a force field, right? So if it stops at their neck, I'm trying to figure out how it contains anything.
Well, you can also do the room.
I was thinking the room might be the best. Because, we're sealing ourselves in, you just hit the button, that kind of thing. Is that what you had in mind?
Yeah. I feel like that we could actually, I don't know, I thought they've done it where they we didn't have to get caught in the in with them. We
Yeah.
can seal around it, but
Well, you can seal around
that-
them, but it's harder then for you to physically work on the person.
that's true.
That
So
was
yeah, I guess I
that's
sealed
where
us
I'm
in.
at. Yeah.
I don't like that. That could be bad.
That could be bad. It's the heroic move. Oh, we don't have EMHs at this point. And you will never have an EMH.
Still experimental.
This ship will blow up before there's an EMH on it. I will destroy this ship. The writers will destroy this ship before I put an EMH on it.
Well,
Quite literally.
We do have a holiday.
at least we've
We
got
have a
sick
holiday.
bay isolated then.
Yeah, sick bay
And,
is isolated, and especially just this one diagnostic room. I mean, because there's like several of them. So yeah.
Okay, so
Look,
GM, we've got
yeah,
some extra momentum here that's over the 6.
sure, yes.
With some of that, we could set up possibly an advantage,
Yes.
I think.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah, it's whatever it would be an advantage or solution to whatever you were making the rolls for, which is dealing with nanotechnology. So anything
Right.
related to that is fair game for this 2 points.
so. That's 2 points of the 4 that we've got over.
Oh, I only thought you had 2 over.
Well, it was 6, and I thought maybe it was only
It was
2.
6 and you got 8.
Okay, so only 2 over.
Only 2
So
over.
do we want information? Out of character, do we want information, or do we want to set up an advantage where maybe we know the advantage I was thinking was how to stop the nanotechnology based on what we saw with the scans and everything.
Well,
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
yeah, but
Yes.
I had, as the chief medical officer, I would have access to some of the knowledge, like how we could slow down whatever's happening. So that would give us a bit more information to run with.
Yep.
Maybe like a quick.
Well, I'm
Okay, so
gonna
this
say Starfleet databanks are not that extensive at this point. Yeah, Starfleet doesn't have them, so actually this is how Starfleet gets the knowledge. Is you guys are fucking around and finding out at this very point, because no one's went in with a pickaxe to Lieutenant McLaren when they had him, because Starfleet considered that unseemly.
Question for the DM:
Sure.
What would be focuses for the chief medical officer?
Chief medical officer focuses. He's really not supposed
Yeah.
to take an active role in anything, because he's an NPC.
What is the character? I'm sorry.
He's a character. He's there to interact with the players and spur them on to greatness. What?
Okay. And as the chief medical officer, I'm going to say, ask the engineer. This is a technology thing. Let's ask an expert.
I just like that this is a Tuesday
All
for
right.
Lemuel. This is Lemuel's Tuesday. Sure, got to clean this up.
Right. Sure. Yeah, what do I know about organics?
If you want, you could. This is where you can add to your backstory. You know, did you have a cousin's friend, sister's roommate's husband who was at Wolf 359?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Didn't everybody?
I think pretty much, considering like a quarter of them were children, like a quarter of the casualties were children. I'm going there. They didn't dump the kids. But yeah, so if you keep in mind, I mean, do you have, I forget what your focuses are. Sorry about that. Oh, crap.
Reverse engineering.
Yeah, I like that. Let's reverse engineer something. Now, right now with that 6, you've stabilized this so that it's not spreading any further. So you're kind of with that 6 successes, the six successes, you managed to at least stabilize it and get a handle on what it is. You've got a level 10 force field up. That's good. And you might be able to do sampling and actually start figuring this stuff out, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So then I
definitely
think
want to get a sample.
Yep. So I think that at that point you could start using the reverse engineering skill and, kind of toddle off for an afternoon with a sample of nanoprobes.
Yes, absolutely. Get my sample.
Well, we don't want
go
to.
right to the lab.
Well, it could spoil the milk. Who do we want to kill? Because keep in mind, McLaren,
Yeah.
we don't know how much of his physiology is kind of baked into this. Or what?
Borged up.
Borged up.
You don't want to Borg it up.
The weird part is
Well, I'm
the
gonna
Vedics.
throw him.
What?
Oh yeah, it should be about time. For
Yeah,
a
you
Vedic
throw.
probe.
What is the Vedic going to say about you taking nanoprobes out?
Until you learn to master your rage will become your master.
Truly.
Do not be angry at
Words
the
to
Borg
live
for what
by.
they do.
Where's
They
Reltaok?
just live.
Where
I'm
is
just
he?
trying to figure out what these things.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they just want to live. that's the.
They just want to live in the way that they want to live. To learn my teachings, I must first teach you all to learn.
God.
You're
Distinct.
literally surprisingly more helpful than when I played him.
Dropping some good wisdom.
He's dropping wisdom. He's dropping some wisdom. So we've got.
Dropping something.
Oh God! I'm trying to get these two characters the hell off the game, out of the game. Yep. But
Have the nanos jump onto him and just take him out.
yeah, just
Well, there was a redeem for an emergency murder hobo.
yeah. Was that the redeem?
Yeah, good devil redeemed.
Well, he did. I've
something.
got to read what he redeemed.
A rogue EMH, so I called it an energetic murder.
Yeah,
hobo. So you just come through and
Just murder.
kill these guys.
he
off.
really did redeem a rogue EMH.
1,000 chips. You know?
All right, we'll put that in the list. That may not come up at this particular moment, although no, I've got a plan.
Emergency murder hologram.
An emergency murdering hologram. Yeah, someone did mention that we have a holodeck. I think that you could. Lemuel, do you want to go to the holodeck to continue your studies on the nanoprobes?
That makes a lot of sense.
It
to
makes
me.
as much sense as anything.
Yeah.
Which famous scientist and or potentially problematic love interest would you use in the holodeck?
Ooh.
I think the Marilyn Monroe hologram would be the most appropriate interface.
I went straight to Dr. Moriarty is who he pulls up.
I am absolutely ready. Hold on, let me find my. Here we go.
Crap, I clicked on the wrong one. It was supposed to be Marilyn Monroe just above that.
Yeah.
You know when you're scrolling and you accidentally click it instead of scroll?
Right.
All right, so what I'm going to do is this. I don't know why. I'm just bringing. Do we want to bring in Lieutenant Ra? GM of the Great Barrier. What did he ask for?
Lieutenant Ra?
Miracle.
We playing Stargate?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Rob, do you have any reason to be in anything, or do you just want to keep being insane? Do you want to actually be your character, or are you still rocking out with the Vedic?
Yeah. At some point, I'll be my character, but he doesn't really
He's not
have
relevant. Yeah.
a place in this scene, does he? I mean, because he doesn't know that much about Bajoran religion.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's there to learn. He's there
Yep.
to learn about them. but he doesn't.
So
And we're going to expect.
So I mean, he could show up. I guess he would come in to find out if they've learned anything.
And we're going to expect that you roll that character up between now and next session. And you need to definitely get a bathrobe where you've embroidered some stuff on for your character.
By the way, here's the beauty of Redeem, and not the reason we don't go too quickly. The EMH is only a soft light hologram, so it will be Moriarty, and he just can't touch anything. He's just, yeah, I like that. So are you gonna actually try and go to the holodeck for this then? Do you think, Lemuel?
Yeah, I think this is a great idea with no negative repercussions possible.
Yes. Okay.
Absolutely nothing bad.
Nothing bad is going to happen. What I'm going to do is search. Do we want to do Moriarty, or do you want to have another random bad guy?
No, I like Moriarty a lot.
I want the old one. I want the really old guy. I think it would be better if it were. Yeah, I'm going to do this guy. Because you got the crappy copy.
Yeah, the real one's in a box somewhere.
Yeah, the real one's in a box somewhere. And I like that he's giant.
We're getting the one that Data franchised out.
Right? Like, he's just huge. He's just like Dr. Manhattan.
Yes. I like that. And I like the idea that, yeah, Data franchised him out because it became legendary that they accidentally made a murderous sentient hobo, a murder hobo. And they've given it out all over the fleet. Because in my brain, it turns out there's only one Leonardo da Vinci. He's in all of Starfleet. There's only one of those. So there's giant murderous Moriarty. And we group him and we order him. Let me see. Group. Cameron, you're Moriarty now.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it Lemuel walks into the holodeck, and we're going to end on Lemuel confronting Moriarty, and I don't know what to do with that.
Hello.
Yeah, who left him running? By the way, who left
Seems
him
you have a
running?
problem.
Okay, did Bajor leave him running, or the medical officer? Who? Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you.
Nathaniel is muted.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if it was Bajor or if it was the doctor who left him running.
Oh,
what do you think? Let's actually just pick. It's the ship's cook.
There you go.
By the way,
Yeah, the doctor was on some downtime.
Did you serve it? Did you serve that with fava beans, cook? I told you to serve it with the fava beans.
Yeah, he's been left running, and he's been like trying to get culinary advice from Moriarty, who is supposed to be an Epicurean, but he accidentally got the murder version.
And Moriarty's pissed because he's been running for like 4 hours with nobody in there.
Yes.
Yeah, the medical officers they're trying to get get like lessons in how do you give bad news to people, like someone's died. How do you express regret and like, oh wait, this is Moriarty, he has no regret. Yeah, forget it.
Yeah, I like the idea that everyone just comes to Moriarty for advice or testing out ideas. So, Lemuel, what were you trying to activate in the holodeck to help research the nanoprobes? What kind of bizarre machine were you going to have it make?
It was going to make a
Scotty. Oh, I like it.
That's it. Yeah.
Scotty and
No,
Leah Brahms.
Scotty and Leah Brahms' baby.
They need to meet each other.
Oh
Scotty
God,
and
I
Leah.
love the idea that every engineer shows up in your holodeck now.
And Moriarty falls in love with Leah Brahms.
Yeah, there you go.
Does it in a very
What a tasty morsel you are.
Oh no,
Leah.
that's my Scotty. Whoops, Jesus. I really.
I've got to get back
Yeah, I
to
know.
the
Copy
Nolan.
image. Let's see if it'll let me do this. Yeah. So yeah, you got this version of Scotty because that's the only one. That's the actor we have access to. And we're really going to do Leah Brahms, huh?
Oh, I love this. He goes into the holodeck and Bulmer, the holo controls, shuts off the ship's power.
Who does?
So, chat in the stream chat. I don't know.
Boimler from
Nobody goes into
Lower
the he goes into the holodeck and Boimler and the holo controls shuts off the ship's power. Oh God. Oh, Boimler is the holodeck. Okay, that's it.
He's using that as a verb.
I'm using it as a verb. Yeah. Well, there's a thing called being ermed, which is when your dice just go totally against you. So basically, now I'm just basically dealing with D&D bards at this point. Scotty, Moriarty, and Leah Brahms have a love triangle.
Jeez.
Because people have left
it's
them
not
on
the way you think.
Not the way you think. Figure out what that love triangle is. Higby, are you at all shocked by what has just popped up in the holodeck?
Higby just kind of takes it in stride.
Yeah.
He's new on a new ship. He's like, I'm not gonna judge these people yet. I don't know. There could be a very good reason for a fictional criminal, a famous engineer, and another famous engineer to just live on the holodeck forever.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is what?
My brain went sideways, but I'm thinking you've got some ensign that is like addicted to hollow romance novels and is like trying to write their own with these three characters.
Yes. Yep. I think Nathaniel had to take off on us, so I wish him well. We will put a pin in it as Lieutenant as Lemuel tries to get around the stupidity that's happening on the holodeck and get to the quantum harmonic oscillator algorithms to run the simulations and see exactly how these nanoprobes talk and think and work. Does that sound about right?
That sounds amazing.
Okay. Do you want to add unflappable to one of your character's focuses? Or not? I'm kind of imagining that you just are not in any way fazed by much.
Yeah, I will do that. I will figure that out.
Okay. Anyway,
I love that.
What?
The unflappable. I love that.
Yeah, it's just another day. I'm sorry if we're pigeonholing you, Jim. Are you okay with
Nope.
us?
I am absolutely okay.
Okay, I do not want to have you head anywhere. And also, if you want to, you can always obviously come back and talk to us back channel for anything too. But what I wanted to say is, I think we managed to welcome some new players, and hopefully they'll come back after this. But also, there are other things going on Architects of Fate. First, I want to thank everybody for playing. And second, I want to remind you, and I'm going to plug some of the other things. There are some other things going on. It is not just Star Trek. On Tuesday, the 5th, we have Conan, Blood on the Snow. After finding a mark of Solapatha in gasp. Apparently I'm supposed to say gasp. The nursemaid's belongings. The party are determined to get to the bottom of the disappearances and or murders occurring in Nimrodel. But will the party bring a murderer to justice or mete out some of their own? Wednesday night, we do not have a broadcast because I believe the cast of the new, and that is, we did not go back in time. We're off because there is a retooling of one of the Wednesday's Dungeons and Dragons games. And Pwn Donkeys will be handling that, and it will be insane. And speaking of which, on Thursday, Pwn Donkeys will be back with Bad Horse's Evil League of Evil Power Up. Another episode, our last session, the party of supervillain PCs each drank a mysterious potion to power up. Tune in this week to see whether this is a good or bad thing for them, and to see where this insane story goes next. Friday, as everything, we have Cookie Trek, the episode New Cot. Simon and Rufus are back at it this Friday, making a totally new and created on-the-spot Star Trek story, New Cot. Maybe a temporal anomaly brings Gul Dukat into the future, his future self aboard. Maybe something leads to a dramatic switch in allegiance, but there will definitely be conversations unfolding in a mysterious non-human language. But really, is any of this going to happen, or it will be thrown out to do whatever the chat wants? We don't know, but you're going to have to help a 1990s cyber cat and a 1950s robot figure it out this Friday. Sunday, 5th edition D&D, Tomb of Annihilation. We crushed it. They took down a death tyrant with one shot, and if you want more of that action, show up. And then on Monday, our sister broadcast, Star Trek Back in Business, the 194th rule. It's always good business to know about new customers before they walk in the door. The Tellarite Mining Consortium expresses concerns about the health and safety protocols, but the Captain Cash Dash dismisses the biological quarantine as an unnecessary worry. Additionally, a peculiar Ferengi kept hinting that something intriguing is happening in the Delta Quadrant. And should maybe they have listened to them, or is it, well, but it's too late now. They're headed to the surface of the quarantine planet. And by the way, what is up with Noit and his hat? Tune in on Monday for that. And I think, what the hell?
Indeed.
Oh,
What is
God.
up with Noit?
This has gotten bad. We'll find
We'll
out.
find out.
So I don't have a raid. Let me see if I can get a raid scheduled. Star Trek. We'll go and raid Crimson style. They're playing Starfleet Command. But what I want to say is, everybody, thanks again. Mortis and Jim, thank you so much for playing. I really appreciate your willingness to put up with the craziness. And hopefully you'll have fun with your characters as we go forward. There is a mission. There will be a mission. This was just supposed to get those two characters off the ship, and we've turned it into a bigger problem than it should be.
That's how I roll.
And we may literally just drop it and say, well, that was resolved last week, and we can just skip all this and move on to the other mission. But anyway, is there anything, by the way, is there any shameless plugs you guys want to put in?
You can check me out at Mortis G's RPGs. I do have a YouTube channel that has some content on it. We normally play Free League stuff.
Okay.
But thanks for having me.
Sure.
Thanks for letting me join up.
Yep, we should have, get me a URL, I'll put it in the outro credits for us as we do other plugs. Jim, do you have a shameless plug? Any
I do not.
begging for money?
I'm shameless enough.
Shameless enough? Okay.
I mean, if you want to send me money,
Okay.
I'll always take money.
Send that to
Just
Architects
figure out how to get it. To
No,
me.
just send it all to Architects of Fate, and then I'm sure we'll get it to
Sure.
him. So I'm going to start the raid.
Absolutely.
Everybody, spam the chats. Have a great time, and we're actually there. And I'm going to actually stop the streaming